Hello everyone. I got a request for a lower body workout only. So today we will do a BLC. Not to be confused with a BLT, the sandwich. A BLC is for your butt, your legs, and your core. You will need a stability ball. So if you have one of these deflated somewhere, go pump it up. If you don't have one, you can also use a chair, and I will demonstrate how to use the chair instead of the ball. It will be slightly different, but it will still work. And also a mat or a towel for the floor, okay? Let's get warmed up. Marching on the spot. Lift your knees and pump those elbows straight back. So today's workout, we're gonna do a little differently than usual. Instead of doing a certain number of reps and sets, we are going to go for time. So we have 8 exercises, all focusing on the lower body, and we will do each exercise for 45 seconds. We will rest and get into position for the next exercise for 30 seconds. So we have 8 exercises times 45 seconds with 30 seconds rest in between. If you have to stop during the 45 seconds, that is fine, but try and jump back in as soon as you can, so long as there's still time on the clock, all right? Lift the knees, lift your chest, and breathe. March wide. Now you can warm up in any style that you want. Just make sure that you elevate your heart rate. Make sure you're working at about 60 to 70% of your maximum effort. And make sure that you do it for at least 5 to 7 minutes, preferably about 10. And then once you've warmed up, you can join us for the dynamic stretches. March narrow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, wide. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, narrow. 4, 3, 2, wide. 4, 3, 2, narrow. 4, 3, 2, last time wide. 4, 3, point and tap the foot. Swing the arms. So stretch the top of your foot as you point it. Keep your wrists, your elbows, and the shoulders loose. Swing your arms higher. Keeping your joints loose. Just your left arm. Switch arms. Reach across your chest. Open the shoulder blades, stretch between. 4, 3, 2, reach for the ceiling. 3, 2, step touch, feet together. Four, 3, 2, Change to a leg curl, reach and pull. Try and get that heel up to your hip. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, heel digs. Push the arms back. Flex the foot. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, lift the knee and push down. As you lift the knee, you're drawing your belly button in, you're tightening your core. Now change your arms to a pull down. Still tighten the core as you lift the knee. 3, 2, last one. All right, put your feet about hip to shoulder width apart. We're gonna do some squats, sit back into your hips. Squat. Sitting backwards, keep your knees open. Breathe in, breathe out. Let me show you the side view. So hips go directly behind you. Don't sit forward. Backwards. As if there's a chair behind you and you're sitting down. Knees are pointing in the same direction as the toes. Reach down and up. Keeping your core tight. Make sure when you reach up that you don't push your hips forward. Keep that core tight. 4, 3, 2, and done. Good. Bring your chair on over. All right. We're going to use it just for balance. I'm going to take this off and then warmed up. Let's start with our jumping jacks. Chair is on your right, left arm, left leg, jumping jacks. Keeping the toe pointing forward, activating that side hip muscle. Four, 3, 2, and done. Front and back leg swings. So you're standing tall on the right leg, keeping the chest lifted, the core is tight, and you're just stretching out the hamstring and the hip flexor. Nice and loose, gentle swings. 4, 3, 2, and done. Lunge back with that left leg. Toe is pointing forward. Heel on the ground. Make sure the toe is not pointing out. We want to feel a deep stretch in the calf muscle of the back leg. Then we're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Add the arm. So every time you lower your heel, you're feeling a stretch in the calf muscle. Four, 3, 2, and done. Good, come behind your chair. I'm going to show you the side view, or hip hinges. So stand fairly close to your chair, lift your chest, tighten the core, come up on your toes, and then push your hips back, lift the toes. Stretch the back of your leg. Let's do that again. Up on the toes and hips back. Again. Toe raise, hip hinge. Toe raise. Feel the stretch. Let's do 4 more. 3 more. 2. Last one. Move your chair to the other side or move you to the other side of the chair. Jumping jacks, here we go. Remembering to keep that toe pointing forward. Don't turn it out. Forward. Feeling it right here. Front and back leg swings. Bring some synovial fluid to that hip joint while you stretch out your hamstrings and hip flexors. Keep your torso vertical, chest lifted, core tight. 4, 3, 2, and done. Lunge back, push the heel on the ground, lift and lower, up and down. Add the arm. Feel the stretch in the calf muscle of the back leg. Toes forward. Done. Good. Come behind your chair. Let's do our toe raise, hip hinge. Up and back. Up on the toes, lift the toes, push the hips back. Let's do 4 more. 3 more. Focusing on the stretch right down the back of the leg. 2 more. Last one. Okay, guess what? We are ready to start. First exercise. All right, our first exercise is a ball bounce. We're going to work primarily quads. We're going to sit on the ball. Line up your ankles, knees, and hips. They're all the same width apart. Keep your hands on the ball. We're going to push from the back 2/3 of the foot and the outside of the foot to lift the hips off the ball before returning all the way down. So it looks like this. So we've got 45 seconds of work, and then we've got 30 seconds to get into position for the next exercise. We're going to alternate legs with core. Once again, if you can't do all 45 seconds, do as much as you can, take a quick break, and if there's still time on the clock, jump back in. All right, so get in position. I'm going to turn our timer on.
Starting session.
So, we're in position, hands stay on the ball, feet are lined up. And here we go, work. Keep your chest up, keep your core tight. Hands stay on the ball, be safe. Don't let that ball roll away. You're using the bounce of the ball to help you get up, but it's also working your quads. You can go at your own pace. Just do your best. And done. Awesome. All right, on the floor. Put the ball at the end of your mat. Lay back. Lay your legs over the ball. Flex your feet and then hug the ball in the back of your thighs. We're going to keep it there. Arms across the chest or behind the ears. Chin is tucked. We're going to do small crunches. Push the lower back into the mat. Ready? Here we go.
Work.
So don't lay your head on the floor. Keep your chin down and your neck slightly stretched. And you're just pushing the small of your back into your mat, contracting your abdominals. So this kind of eliminates your ability to use your hip flexors to lift the shoulders. Feeling it in your core. Keeping your elbows open, make sure you're not pulling on your neck. And done. All right, you're going to slide that ball out onto your calves, keeping your feet flexed. I'm just going to reposition my mat to support my neck. Keep the feet flexed. We're going to lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, and then hinge from the hip flexor, lower to the ground. Wait for the beat. So we're squeezing them right here. Knees are straight the whole time. Here we go.
Work.
Up and down. So you're pushing your heels and your calves into the ball, lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes, keeping your core tight. You'll be feeling it in here. Now once again, if you have to stop, that's okay, but jump back in as soon as you can. Done. All right. Next exercise. Put the ball between your ankles. Squeeze it using your inner thigh muscles. Arms behind the head. We're going to lift the legs. Keep the knees bent. Touch the ball. And then lower. So once again, we're pushing that lower back into the floor. Tighten the abdominals. Touch the ball. And then back down. Keep your knees bent. Here we go.
Work.
Try and keep your head off the ground. Keep the chin tucked. The legs are lifting at the same time that the shoulders are lifting. Out as you lift, in as you lower, and done.
Rest.
Good job. All right, straighten your legs again. Flex the feet, put the calves on the ball. You're gonna lift your hips up. Find your balance. Keep the core tight. If you need to, put your palms on the floor to help you bounce. You're gonna dig the heels into the ball. Keep the hips up. Draw the ball in, just like this. You want to feel this one right in here, in the hamstring and the glute. Here we go.
Work.
So the hips stay off the ground, core stays engaged. Make sure you don't have any lower back pain. If you do have lower back pain, lower the hips, keep rolling that ball in. All right? Significantly easier, but you'll protect your back. If you can though, hips up, extend the legs all the way out, and then pull the heels back of your legs, the hamstrings. And done. Good. All right, come on up. Ab roll out. This is like a rolling plank. So if you can, you're on your knees. You can double up your mat if you need to. Hands on top of the ball. Position your shoulders, hips, and knees in the same line. Tighten the core. We're going to roll out, keeping that nice plank position, and then pull ourselves back. Here we go.
Work.
So only go as far as you feel safe, and you're maintaining that tight wall of abdominals. In front of a couch or a heavy chair to make sure the ball doesn't slide away from you. Just to be sure.
Rest.
All right, we're back on the floor. Inner thigh squeeze. Laying back, put the ball between your knees. Lift the feet off the floor, and we're just going to squeeze that ball with our knees, feeling it in the inner thighs. We're going to do these fast, so they're pulsing. All right, wait for the beat. These will burn. Here we go.
Work.
Work. Oh. So some of these 45 seconds feel like forever. Like this one. Hang in there. I'm dying. Take a break if you need to. Slow it down if you need to. That's what I've done. Oh, I need a break. Where's that beat? There we go. Thank goodness. All right.
Rest.
Hip extension. Come on up. Hands on the ball. Carefully. Roll yourself onto the ball. Hands on the floor. Roll yourself forward. Keep the toes on the floor. Hands firmly grounded. We're going to use our lower back muscles, glute muscles, to lift the legs and then down. So we're squeezing lower back, glutes, and hamstrings. Ready? Here we go. My ball is a little flat, I just realized. Now don't hyperextend your lower back. Just tighten. Squeeze those glutes. Bring the feet all the way to the floor so you get full range of motion. Okay, we're back, and this time around we're going to use the chair and a pillow or something else that is fairly wide and has some resistance but also a little bit of give. So ideally you have like a small children's ball, like a I don't know, what do you call them, a beach ball or something like that, something that has some width but a bit of give in it. So I'm going to use a pillow, and you can find something that works for you. And if you have the stability ball though, go back and repeat what we just did at least twice, hopefully 3 sets of those 8 exercises. Let me start the timer, and we're gonna start with our pulsing squats. So just like when we were doing on the ball, we're just gonna touch the thighs with the back of the chair and only come up part way. We don't need to hold the chair because it's stationary. But we're just going to touch the back of the thighs. You're not sitting all the way down, and you're not coming all the way up. All right, let me start the timer. We've got 45 seconds for this
Starting session.
exercise, and then 30 seconds to get in position for the next one. All right, and work. Keep that chest up. Keep the core tight. Building up some tension in the quads. And make sure that your chest is actually pointing forward. You don't want to have your chest down here, right? Chest forward, bending, and then partially straightening the knees. And done. All right, so you should feel burn here, maybe a little bit in the glutes. All right, on the floor. Chair at the end of your mat. Position your calves on the chair and then draw your hips in so they're almost in line with the legs of the chair. Keep your feet flexed, arms across the chest or behind the ears. Small crunches. Here we go.
Work.
Push your lower back into the mat. Contract your abdominals. Make sure you're not using your neck. Make sure that those legs are bent and stationary. The idea here is to eliminate your ability to use your hip flexors. All right, wiggle your way back until just the bottom of your calf is on the chair. Hopefully you got some padding on your chair. All right, we're gonna keep our feet flexed, keep the legs straight. We're lifting the hips off the ground, squeezing our glutes, keeping the core tight. And then from the hip flexor, we're just hinging back the mat. Keep your legs straight, so just up and down, all right? Here we go.
Work.
So you're just coming high enough to contract your glute muscles, keeping that belly button drawn in, breathing out on the way up, in on the way down. Make sure the feet are flexed and toes are pointing towards the ceiling. Try not to let them turn out, right? Keep them pointing up. Good, all right, stay where you are. Bend your knee, bring it in line with your hip. Keep the feet flexed, both knees. We're gonna tighten our abdominals, push the lower back into the mat, and lift the hips off the mat. Bring the knees towards the head, and then slowly down without changing the angle of our knee. We wanna keep them at 90 degrees, not extend and bend. Here we go.
Work.
Try to keep your head on the mat and just lift your hips. You'll notice that the angle of my knee is not changing. I don't want to use my hip flexors. I want to use all abdominal muscles. And done. All right.
Rest.
So for the next one, the hamstring curls, we can't really pull the chair in and out. So we're going to modify it by doing a bent knee hip thrust. Flex your feet, put just your ankles on the chair, keep your knees bent at 90 degrees, and just lift and lower the hips. So we're squeezing and lowering. Ready? And go.
Work.
Lift as high as you can. There really isn't any danger here of you overextending your lower back because you'd have to lift your hips way past the level of the knees in order to do that. So lift as high as you can. And keep those feet flexed. Keep the toe towards your shin. Don't point the toe. Feeling it here and here.
Rest.
All right, good. Okay, so we can't really do ab rollouts with no ball, but what we can do is a rocking plank. So you're going to position your elbows under your shoulders and then come up onto your toes. Draw your belly button in. Make sure you're not sinking to your shoulders. Push the elbows. And we're just going to rock forward and back. Here we go.
Work.
That belly button drawn in. If you need to, you can tighten the hips a little bit. But ideally, your hips, shoulders, knees, ankles, all in the same plane. All right.
Rest.
Let me grab my pillow. Grab yours or grab your small ball. Inner thigh squeeze. All right. So the knees are bent. Feet are flat on the floor. Lay back. Put your pillow or your ball between the thighs. And we're just going to squeeze using inner thigh muscles. Here we go.
Work.
Squeeze. This is significantly easier than the ball. The ball was too big. How's everyone doing? Keep going. This is our second set of exercises, and your goal is to do 3 sets. So 3 rounds of the 8 exercises. You can work up to it. Just do your best. Squeeze. All inner thigh.
Rest.
Good. All right. Hip extension. We're going to have to use our chair for this one. So once again, you need to have a kind of padded chair. If it's hard, it's not going to be very comfortable, so I wouldn't recommend doing it. Carefully. Belly on the chair. Hands firmly grounded, toes on the ground. Position yourself where you can lift your legs
Interval.
using lower back and glutes. 2. One leg at a time. If you can though, both legs. Breathing out as you lift, and then in as you lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Good job, everyone. All right. So that was a BLC, butt, legs, and core. You can do 2 or 3 sets with a stability ball, or you can do 2 or 3 sets with the chair and your pillow. So I'm just going to take a quick drink and then we will stretch. I'll be right back. All right, so workout over. Let's do some stretching. Let's use our chair. You can also use the ball, but some of the stretches on the ball might be a little unstable. So we're sitting in our chair or on the ball. Lift your chest up. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And again, breathe in and fully exhale. Extend your right leg. Let me move back a little bit. Sorry, let me move back a little bit so you can see my whole leg. Okay, so extend your right leg. Flex your foot, which means bring your toe towards your shin. Push your heel into the ground and then feel like you're going to pull your heel out of your shoe. So you're almost pulling that hip backwards. Pull the heel out of the shoe, push down to the floor, keep the foot flexed. Deep breath in, exhale, reach down the leg. Keep pushing the heel into the floor. Keep your back long. You're going to hold that. I'm just going to show you what it should look like from the side. So just hold the stretch. Okay. So my foot is flexed, toe towards the shin. I'm pushing my heel into the ground and I'm trying to pull my heel out of the shoe. When I hinge forward, I keep my chest open. I keep my back flat. What you don't want is to round your back. I can get way down here if I round my back, but then I'm not really stretching the back of my leg so much. So, chest open, flat back. And slowly release. Other side. Extend the leg, flex the foot, push the heel into the ground. Try and pull your heel out of your shoe. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach forward, back is long and flat, hinging from the hip flexor. No rounding. And you're feeling a stretch all the way down the back of your leg, from the top of your hip to your ankle. Figure 4, glute stretch, sitting tall. Bring your right ankle over your left knee. Open up that knee, sit tall. Feel like you're trying to stick your tailbone out behind you. All right? So you're feeling a stretch in your glute. If you're able to maintain that long flat back, you can hinge forward from the hip flexors, but once again, do not round the back. Lead with the chest. Keep the chest open. For a stretch right in here. Try to keep that knee open. Don't let it creep up here. Now, if you can't manage this, if this is too much for you, you can just do a knee hug. It's not going to stretch the glute quite in the same way. It's not quite as intense, but this is the modification. Just a knee hug. And release. Other side. ankle over knee. Open the knee, sit tall. From the hip flexor, if you're able to, keep a flat back, hinge forward. So we're not gonna come forward by rounding the back. We come forward by just bending at the hip flexor. And you can hold these for longer if you want. You can come back and do them all a second time if you want. Because you know the one thing you should be doing every day is stretching. And release. Okay, walk your feet out. Turn your toes so they're wider than your heels. And then put your hands on your inner knee and push those knees open, almost like you're pushing them or trying to push them to the back of the room. Still, chest is lifted. And then we're going to keep pushing the knees, and we're going to, from the hip flexor, once again, hinge forward. No rounding at the spine. You want to stop hinging forward before the back starts to round. Push those knees open, looking for a stretch in the inner thigh. Slowly round your back, tuck your chin, come back up. Good, rock your feet together. All right, we're gonna come off our chair. All right, using the chair for balance, lunge back with your right leg. Bend the right knee, carefully drop it towards the floor. If you can put your knee right on your mat. And then we're gonna push our right hip forward. So you're feeling a stretch right through here. Make sure that your right heel, your back heel, is not turned in. That's going to completely change the stretch. Keep the heel towards the ceiling. Almost feel like you're kind of trying to push that heel out to the side away from you. Still pushing the hip forward. Reach up with the right arm. And then stretch towards your chair. Stretch right through here and probably down through your lats into your obliques. And release. Carefully come on up. Switch sides. Lunge back with your left leg. Way back. Bend the knee. Drop it towards the ground. If you want, roll up your mat. Make it more comfortable for your knee. Push that hip forward, this way. Keep the heel up or pushing out away from you. Reach up with the left arm and stretch towards the chair. So you should feel this down the front of your leg. Carefully come on up and come behind your chair. And step back with the left leg. Push the heel into the ground. And then we're going to lean forward, keeping the heel on the ground and feeling a stretch in the calf muscle. Other side, push the heel down, lean forward, keeping the heel on the floor. Make sure your toe is pointing forward. If you turn your toe out, you're not going to feel the stretch in the big muscle of your calf. stretch our neck out. I always like to get the neck, even though we didn't really work it. Roll the shoulders back and down. Look over your right shoulder. Make sure you're not forcing this. And look over your left shoulder. Look center, bring the chin to the chest, keeping the shoulders back and down. And slowly lift your head. All right, I'm going to leave you with one stretch, but I want to warn you. This is only with the ball, so you need a ball for this one. I want to warn you to be careful. Do it on a surface that has a little bit of softness in case you fall. Maybe do it close to a couch in case you roll, and only do it if you feel safe. So this is for your abdominals and a little bit of a chest stretch with your ball. Carefully. Let me just move the chair so you can see. With your ball, carefully sit on your ball. Right. And then you're going to lean back, open your arms, relax your neck. So your neck is supported on the ball. You're opening your arms, you're feeling a stretch in your chest and your shoulders. And your back is arched, but it's supported by the ball. And from here, you can roll carefully towards your head, feeling a stretch in the abdominals, and then back towards the feet, releasing the stretch. And towards the head, feeling the stretch, back towards the feet. All right? And you can stay here as long as you want. This is such a great stretch. We're typically all very tight in the front of our bodies, our chest, our shoulders, our abdominals, our hip flexors. So if you can manage this one safely, it is a great stretch to do. All right? So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some benefit out of it. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you want to work on. And if you don't have a ball, I am pretty sure that Amazon has them. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can get it within a couple of days. All right, so take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.